Great evening, good people. Welcome tonight to my discussion. That mess right there. That mess right there. So let's get into it. My question is why, hey, Mr. Parrot Brain, why is a Hispanic woman concerned about Black people, Nubian people wearing Versace? Why is anyone concerned for us at all when the concern is not about our well being and welfare? Because if it was, we would have everything due to us. But I find it funny, well, maybe not funny, but peculiar, because it's not a laughing matter for me, that anyone with so much vitriol, so much wickedness in this society against us due to simply our complexion would be of any concern with what we do, with our choices, our decisions. Unless, unless there's some deeper reason. And I'm gonna have to give it this. Some may be walking in ignorance. Like I like to think the Hispanic woman who was concerned with LeBron James speaking to Nubian people about wearing Versace because we're not buying it and we don't want to wear it right now. But that is many of us. Some of us, but not a lot of us. So I am perturbed, very perturbed by how people think because someone's a public figure, someone's a star, that somehow it's their job, their responsibility to guide us. Uh, Wrong answer. Wrong answer. No way. No way should that ever exist. Because that only tells me that my people are being used for an agenda. An agenda. And of course, we know that many of them that are in positions, like basketball players, football players, they're not aware of those things. Singers, actors, they're not aware of those things, of how this world is using their talents only to control the masses of us. And the thing about it all is this is what I talk about. I despise, I hate deep within me the situation of control that we've been put into, as far as wanting to be or being talented and well known and put upon a stage, and people, and in their minds, the the whole setup is um, to control the people, to get us to see our people as if somehow they're different from us, but they're not. They're not. But the thing that gets me the most is, you know, many of us could see, many of us could also already see through all our experiences here on this planet, you know. So what they've done is they have been able to do this up till now, and we have allowed it. We have allowed it. Um, like we've allowed ourselves to be engulfed in this type of society, as far as are dependent upon labor from them, dependent upon education, dependent upon, now we're stuck in Hollywood, which is, a form of spell put upon our people. Everything in a way is a spell put upon our people. But when we look at Hollywood and how, we had plenty of opportunities to branch out, our people could put their finances together and uh, break away from what they call Hollywood and have formulate our own. And that's in everything that we could have done, you know. But instead, we stick with it, and we stick with some things. We're stuck, many times in this society, not thinking about ourselves, because, then the thing comes up that we are a melting pot. So we have to melt in the pot. We've preferred to melt in the pot instead of realizing that melting may not be a good thing. That not having our own, making the opportunities different, because our minds are different. We think different, we see the world differently, of course, but we decide to melt like butter in the pot. And now here we are with, not knowing that they can just at any time take our people's talents and disregard them. Just disregard them. Yes, G-Man Kondo says, but we outshine and outperform them anyways. Yes, we do. But, our people, you know, that is so true, but the whole thing is, it's an agenda. The whole construct that's built around us has been built for an agenda, for a purpose. Hold on, family. I'm back, family. I'm so sorry. But like I was saying, the construction, the world that was built around us is of a different mind than us. But we are very much aware. And as long as we listen to our most innermost self, you can never go wrong. Your powers, just what's quote unquote psychic abilities are connection, being in tune, knowing these things. We know right from wrong. We're not okay. They don't think we're dumb, stupid. They know we stupid, but they don't know that they're stupid for thinking that we're stupid. You see, that's what they don't know. So when they, how do you do that? How do you think that you have some kind of power to uh, demand from a group of people specifically that you won't even give a thought about for life here, for life here? You know, they don't even they don't even want to consider us for our just dues. But they have the audacity, the nerves to put upon us their wills, what they would like, what they want. Um, it blows my mind every day when I see certain things and they're not put in play. They're not looked at. They're not seen by our people. We let a lot of things slide because what has happened to us is we let too much slide. Too much slide. Too much slide. And let's just get into this video because we let too much slide. Let me share this video. Um,
I'm here, to share what information I've learned. Yeah. Now tell me, Lisa, just we gotta, if they want to ask about it, and they will, it's legal, but we don't want to have too many subjects in the air to get confused. You're not scared you didn't vaccinate your baby? I'm scared, and I'm scared to vaccinate her, which is why I didn't vaccinate her in the first place, and which led me to read about the warnings that are out there. And what I've learned are there warnings about introducing these alien microorganisms into our children's blood and the long-term effects, which could be trivial or they could be quite hazardous, and they could be just allergies or asthma or sleep disorders, or they could be cancer, leukemia, multiple sclerosis, sudden infant death syndrome. It's very scary and it's very serious, and I think because I felt wrong doing it, that's why I didn't do it. And we have to think twice. Why are our children getting these diseases? Why? And what is the biochemical legacy of the vaccination? How long does it last, and what might it be its effect? Yes. Yeah, you're putting something into your baby's bloodstream. Everybody ought to think about that twice.
We have this official stamp, and someone's designated to give us this information, which isn't really known about or researched, and we find out the hard way. No one knew that the pill in its original state, for women, birth control. I don't want to get into this. This is a big one, but was so detrimental to to health and the hormonal imbalance and all of the above. Let's bring out John Robbins. He knows all this stuff.
When did we as a people start thinking or feeling like people that once was murdering us outright, still no justice given? We have yet to see justice, but we still trust with our lives. We still trust with our lives.
All right.
But you should be able to believe these people that are telling us what is good for us. Why? Because they're our brother man. Yet that's not the case.
Yeah. Well, look, what I see is that a new era is coming. I think you might call it the 90s era, but it's a new era for the planet. Which thinking is shifting from profit and seeing success as how much money you have in the bank, and into seeing success as what a difference you make with other people and with yourself. I think that's a shift that is happening. Let me just, this audience wants in. We'll give you a chance, and we will meet John Robbins in a moment. Are you there, caller? Hi.
Yes, hi. My question is for Lisa.
Yep.
And you mentioned your baby and that you feed her, all those things. My son is 10 months old. That does not satisfy his appetite. You know, I give him broccoli, organic baby food even, and I find that I have to give him chicken. We don't eat meat, but he needs more. And what could I feed him?
Are you still nursing?
No.
Well,
that wasn't enough for him. I've tried to breastfeed him, and he just, he needed more.
Can he talk? Does he tell you?
How old is your baby?
10
More
months.
than the most I could give him, though. I knew he was hungry.
Yeah.
Well, I know Zoe's very picky. She still nurses and she's satisfied with that. And also, like I said, I supplement her diet with other things, that I told you. And I guess you just have to really experiment.
So Zoe will not have fish or chicken. Is that right?
No, they're poisonous. No, they're not. It's not, even if you get organic chickens, our oceans are polluted. And
So the fish that's eating the chicken has estrogen in it.
We do have an awful lot of additives, no doubt about it. And we've had a number of other people say that on our program.
We're flushing our toilets into the sea, and so everything that goes out, including Drano, all that is in the fish.
And we're continuing to use styrofoam. And how many?
But there's hope. There is hope.
We believe you, River. We believe you. One thing that is important, I believe, is not to make these guys that are polluting the oceans or the guys that are even the cattlemen, not to make them villains.
They're not.
But include them in the purpose. Include them that they can actually contribute positively. Very good point. You know what I'm saying? Not to separate sides and say these are the bad guys, we're the good guys. It's no longer a matter of you or I. It's a matter of you and me. And that's very important. And that's what's going to make it work. When we get these guys to see that they can actually make a difference and contribute within their own power, their own businesses. And perhaps instead of growing cattle, they can grow oranges, or they can grow melons, or they can grow something. You know what I'm saying? It's not a matter of villains and good guys. It's a matter of you and me. Now, this is the 90s. That's what this is about. Very good. You remind me, and I know you'll be flattered, of Archbishop Romero. Oh! The man that you played in a film, one of the heroes of our century, the man who was assassinated as he said Mass on the altar in El Salvador. Are you there, caller? Hi.
Hi. I do believe that the three people on your stage right now have a good cause. And aside from Raul, I think that both Lisa and Rivers don't give an appearance, so people might not take them as seriously as they might if they gave a more presentable appearance.
Well, we got to get a certain tie for River and maybe some...
You know what, though? You're going to let nutrition and health and love, you're going to hold yourself back from life because of the way our appearance.
It's not about dress
It's an
code,
excuse.
Yeah, these are...
Take your bra to your grandmother.
On the pandemic, states and cities across the country scrambling to replace workers as vaccine mandates take effect.
And right now, nearly 215 million Americans have received at least one dose. That's about 65% of the total population. More than 185 million, about 56%, are fully vaccinated.
And despite the threat of losing their jobs, some Americans still say they won't get the vaccine. ABC's Zoreen Shaw is in Los Angeles with the fallout and the pushback to these mandates. Zoreen, good morning.
Good morning, Gio. Vaccine mandates could have big implications. We're talking about California and schools, and over in Connecticut, their governor is preparing for major state employee shortages, even calling in the National Guard. This morning, the nation face-to-face with more vaccine mandate deadlines. In Connecticut, the governor putting the National Guard on standby to help fill potential vacancies as that state mandate deadline looms. State employees have until midnight tomorrow to show proof of vaccination or agree to weekly testing. Those who don't comply will be placed on unpaid leave.
We feel that's extremely fair, and it's much fairer than what is going on in other states and other counties across the country.
In New York City, unvaccinated school employees had until Friday at 5 p.m. to get their first shot. Staff members who didn't get the vaccine before the deadline will not be returning to school Monday morning. Asia Levystone fired from her teaching job in the Bronx.
I believe that if there is risk, there must be choice. It's very hurtful to see that, I'm kind of being treated this way when I dedicated my life to my career and my students. We would like to know, how are these students really going to get their educational needs met if there is no plan?
Across the country, California cracking down, the first state to announce a COVID-19 vaccine requirement for all students and teachers. Right now, there's an exemption for medical reasons and personal beliefs. Some state lawmakers hoping to remove the personal belief option.
The only people who should be exempt are people who have legitimate medical reasons why they can't have the vaccine. So we'll work on that next year.
Parents with mixed reactions.
I do like that it's after FDA approval, but I also feel like it should be the family's choice.
I'm grateful, yes. Because I would hate for one of my babies to come home with it.
And after 2 months in a hospital, a Tennessee man finally going home after beating COVID, now saying he will get the vaccine as soon as he can and encouraging others.
I would hope for all the naysayers out there when it comes to the vaccine to at least go in and have a conversation with your doctor.
One thing that may have helped people like Joe, who you just heard, is a type of pill that Merck just announced. It could help people from heading to the hospital or dying by up to 50%. It still needs FDA approval, and of course, it's not a replacement for the vaccine.
And they expect to apply for authorization in the coming days. Zoreen, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of
Scrambling to replace workers as vaccine mandates take effect.
And right now, nearly 200.
Okay, bear with me. Is that it? Sure. Mm. I just saw, I'm trying to get an article that it's going to help me out. Let me try to get this article that I was reading earlier. Yeah, it says that over the past 2 weeks, new cases have dropped by 20%. Overall, in most states, saw cases decline or remain constant after almost continually rising since late July. Deaths have also seemingly plateaued at about an average of 2,000 per day for the past 2 weeks. But I would say that's probably typical in a non, you know, a non. If things was normalized, we would probably have about that much because we have, like Lisa Bonet put it when she was talking about the health and how important it is, the health, and not introducing foreign objects into your body, of course. Um, Food is medicine. Food is medicine. But unfortunately, we've been bombarded, and in case anybody hasn't noticed, we have been bombarded in this society with processed foods. One has to stop and think, they made it attractive to live in the city, and that wasn't hard to do. So many of our family members sold their lands and moved to the city. Now we're dependent on grocery stores. And so we're living in a situation that we're in now, dependent on processed foods that really aren't really aren't an object of our well-being and our health. It's not, it's objective to take care of those things. We have to focus on that ourselves because what we've been pulled into can easily be identified by simply looking at our situation. But a lot of things do get normalized. I said last night, They have normalized us allowing them to kill us. We have normalized. It has been normalized for us to allow them to kill us. And we have normalized our conditions as well. When we actually take a look at it and examine it, we can see how it doesn't even take us into any consideration. And we need to really do something different. Do something different because, like I said, a minds is a world of difference. Our minds are a world of difference. So where things should blow our minds, we have been put in a where there's a calmness that's been put over us as a people. Well, most of us from that. And we don't act upon it when we should act upon it because it's, I guess it's part of, I could say it's part of that programming. Part of that programming. New US COVID cases are down 20%. So, it blows my mind that people are even, that are even thinking about us. Because if their world was so great, they wouldn't have time for us. They wouldn't have time for it. But it's not that's not based upon any reality for them. So that's why, you know, that's why we can see that. It's evidence. Almost everything is evidence for us. So the thing that got me is them feeling like they can enforce Versace upon us. And if we don't, and like they said in the video, if you're not wearing Versace, well, oops, there goes your job, there goes everything. But our realness is when we can look at those artificial things and know that we have more power over that than what we allow ourselves to really see. You know, it's time for a change. It's time for stop being fooled. It's time for us to stop being fooled. So thank you guys for being here. I am getting really tired. I might continue this talk later, but you know, why is it that they are so concerned and they have to pull the Hollywood star or basketball star, LeBron James, you have a job to do to convince your people. That is just, it blows my mind. Especially seeing who is singing it, because they're projecting white supremacy and don't even see it. That's the ignorance. So, family, with that said, always remember true love will peace, the higher self within the soul. Till next time, peace.